So I think I've cured my finding neutral problem. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Just leaving and making my way down to Italy. I think still have a problem with my neutral. It is difficult to get into. Maybe not. I'm gonna risk it. I was tempted to go to a Triumph dealership about 2 hours away, but I'll see how it behaves today. So heading down to a campsite in Cortina. The campsite here was very, very good, if not a little bit cold on an evening. Had to dig out the old thermals. Had to dig out the thermals last night. At 2 AM woke up, it was freezing cold. Well, not freezing, but it was cold. Had to find my woolly hat as well, which I brought with me just in case. So packed up the tent this morning, let it dry off a little bit in the sunshine, and now hopefully make my way down towards Italy and the Dolomites, where I'm going to spend a couple of nights. I think I can take the gear off the bike and have a run around the Dolomites without all the luggage. So for now I'll get on the road and we'll catch up again a little bit later. Probably going to stop and get some fuel at the next service station, and if I remember rightly, there's a tourist attraction somewhere down here. Now that's a spectacular sight. Can't miss this bridge being bright orange. So I've just been to Spa to get the provisions for this evening, and just the basics. Still trying to work out what the best thing to cook would be. Didn't want to get anything too challenging because I've still got a few hours to ride. I don't want it stewed in the top box. I'm sure there'll be a supermarket that I can use nearer to the campsite, and I will go there. Still do need to get some fuel though. Now that's quite something. Big mountains. I've just been to get some fuel. That'll set me on for most of today. probably tomorrow as well. Speed camera notification. What do the speed cameras look like? Looking. I'll have to review the footage. Didn't see it. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so the previous tank of fuel got 500 kilometres out of that tank. That was impressive. So I think I've cured my finding neutral problem. I did make a quick phone call to try and explain the situation, and they suggested backing out the clutch lever, which is what I've done, and it's fixed the problem. The question though is, why did it suddenly start after a year? I've not had any issues with this bike at all, and all of a sudden 2 mountain passes in Austria and the clutch has decided to go, ew. Those are spectacular mountains. And yes, so problem's resolved. I can find neutral, and hopefully that'll alleviate some of the stress and the issues that I've got up here, and the journey can continue. I did have a notification from the carers that are looking after my mother that she was having some issues. So again, thinking about cutting the trip short, but they're being paid to look after her so I can do stuff. Anyway, enough of that. I'm on a trip, enjoying these mountains. I'll catch you in a bit. What is it about roadworks and me out on a motorcycle trip? When I did my camping trip up into Scotland, I just no end of roadworks. And the same when I went down into the Lake District. No end of roadworks. Looks like they're finishing off, maybe. You can go 1,000 miles and you still get stuck behind a tractor in the countryside. No, don't do it. You're not going to make it. We can both make it now. According to the sat-nav, I'm about an hour away from my destination. And I don't know what time you can check into the campsite. I mean, if I arrive early and they'll let me check in, I will do some riding around the Dolomites. If they don't let me check in till 3, or even have a wander on Cortina. Looking like we might be having a bit of a traffic jam. Narrow streets. And we're back out the other side. Well, that's a shame. I've just missed the sign to say I've crossed into Italy. Okay, 59 to 130. I hope that comes out on camera. We're gonna go here and have a bit of a rest, I think. Neutral is found. I'm happy about that. Bike is off. Pizzeria there. I fancy a pizza for lunch. Okay, catch up later. Well, I've just had a lovely calzone pizza at that restaurant there, and making my way down into the Dolomites now. It's been a lovely ride. Looks a bit overcast. I did not check my weather radar. That's one thing I was going to do, and check the weather radar to see if there was any rain or thunder on the other side of that mountain. But I forgot. Never mind, it'll be what it'll be. Now that some of my concerns around the clutch have been alleviated, I can go back to enjoying these twisty roads. Now this is an impressive entry into the Dolomites. Now there were some lovely mountains in Norway. However, when you're constantly going uphill and you're already on the mountain, you don't really see how spectacular they are. But when you're at sea level. I don't even know what altitude this road is at, which is a lovely twisty road. Bumpy though, definitely bumpy, as that sign says, but nice twisties. Yeah, as I'm saying, entering something like this when you're at the base of the mountain and it towers up in front of you, it's spectacular. I think I'm going to be using that word a lot. Spectacular. At least my tyres are going to get rounded off from all that straight driving on the motorway. Wow. One of the reasons I chose September to come down to the Dolomites and go to Switzerland and back up through Germany was I thought it would be the end of the holiday season and people in camper vans would be going home. But then again, looking at this number plate, he probably is going home. Italian. Okay. Okay, I will be stopping here, I think. Just gets better and better. I can say hand on heart now that the Dolomites are more spectacular up close and personal. I've seen pictures, I've seen other YouTube videos. Yeah, until you actually come here to see it for yourself, they're just awe-inspiring. I don't know the names of them, but I'll look that up when I get home. These speed cameras there, camouflaged as telegraph poles. Nearly there. So So if those are the speed cameras, what are the big tall pole ones then? Looks like telegraph poles. If anybody knows, please leave a comment. Not sure if this is a one-way street or not. Doesn't make it obvious. Nicely laid tarmac. So the sat-nav carried me all along the main road, but the sign said Camping Dolomites down here, which is the campsite I'm staying at. Well, hopefully staying at, because I haven't booked anything yet. This is another option, camping Cortina, and third option is camping Rochetta. But I want to try Dolomiti, which is further on. Oh, it looks bloody busy. That looks very busy. I'm hoping they've got space. Well, that's the campsite I'm staying at. Oh, it's supposed to be. Well, there's loads of space. Plenty of space. Shed loads. Well, let's see what it brings. Okay, neutral, thank you. I'll catch up with you all after I've found space.